Hello and welcome to I-95 Games and Intercontinental Group of Awesome as we play East Texas University. Now, East Texas University is where we're playing at. It is a Savage Worlds setting, but we are not using Savage Worlds rule set because we're crazy, dirty hippies who like Powered by the Apocalypse games. And by we, I mean mostly me. I'm forcing this on them. That's one of the powers you get as a GM, is you often will strongly suggest, and they go, yeah, sure, if you're doing that strongly suggesting, and I don't care, they'll do it. We are playing Monster of the Week, which is by Evil Hat Productions, written by Michael Sands. It is built for supernatural, Hellboy, X-Filesy kind of monster fighting in a modern supernaturally influenced setting. East Texas University is a great mix for it because East Texas University starts very low-key with mostly mundane freshman level students who find out a bunch of spooky stuff, and it kind of gets up into the range of fighting giant chickens or something, but that's what many people have said when they talk about the later East Texas University fun. And Red Necromancers is another, probably not going to see those, but it's a thing that's in East Texas University. We're keeping it more low-key. And as part of that, we have a custom move that Jen has created for us primarily to add on to the investigative mystery so that we are not just like, how can you kill the monster, but we can find out a little bit more low-key type of information. Let's get to know. We unfortunately do not have Jules with us. Who plays Jessica. She's not playing this week because she's going to the national volleyball competition in Belgium, which is super exciting, especially around the Olympics time. Lots of big athletics going on. So I hope that she sees all of the cool volleyball. Is this a beach volleyball or like court volleyball stuff, Jan?
Regular ass.
Not beach volleyball where they're in like bikinis and getting sandburns and stuff. Just regular ass volleyball with full teams and stuff. That's good stuff. Cool. Let's get to know our students, and then we will pick up with our story. I'm going to start with Paul. Paul, please tell us a bit about Earl.
I am Earl Davis from Nacogdoches, Texas. Big family, large father, into doing stuff on YouTube, and so that's my main thing. I think we decided I was a media studies major or something that basically means nothing but allows me to say that I have access to a studio sometimes.
That is right. Yeah, you have access to a studio sometimes. Now, as part of the Snoop, do you have any NPCs that are attached to that studio?
There will be.
Cool.
Should we
that's a future move
ever
advance? Okay.
Well, no, it's not in advance, but as of now, I haven't done any of that stuff yet, so it hasn't mattered.
All right. All right. Well, we definitely need, let's put a pin in that, but it's up on our board of milestones for us. Let's try to hit that this game because I definitely want to bring in your snoopiness. Excellent. Next, we have Jen. Jen, please tell us about Tekla.
Tekla is the token girl in the math department of East Texas University. While she's highly clever and from an intellectual angle just a huge nerd, socially she is not nerdy. She's going to be more of the party girl of the group, somebody who is down to go and do different things in her dorm, and also one of those college renegades who demands and schemes to cook in their dorm room.
So does this mean there's like a skillet kind of thing or a hot pot? How is she cooking in her dorm? I'm curious. What's the first attempt that we would see?
The first attempt that we would see is probably an infrared hot plate and like a couple of different coffee making devices. Because she just doesn't trust the calf to make coffee. But Tekla is a spooky and coping with a recent infection of some kind of fifth dimensional parasite that gives her the ability to get premonitions and see the supernatural.
And the parasite has not, and as far as her father, who also had the parasite, and she inherited it from him, not like a nice, like, hey, here's a condo at Myrtle Beach, but hey, here's a fifth dimensional parasite you get to inherit kind of thing. But it doesn't communicate with Tekla, right? It hasn't communicated with her father. It's just some kind of thing that exists to give her a gateway to mostly screw up her life.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Jen. Jan, playing our wonderful Derek. Please tell us a little bit about Derek.
Derek Jones is the mundane playbook. He is a biology major. Is a local boy. Lives on campus now, of course, but doesn't, like his parents, don't live far away. His sister is also attending university. She's a senior. And currently, when we last saw Derek, he was in a bit of a spot of trouble.
That's true, but I'm sure it wasn't his fault.
No, it wasn't. It was all Ollie's fault.
Oh, question about Sarah, Derek's older sister. Is she also a biology major, or were you seeing her with a different major?
Probably a different one.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay. Yeah. Think about it. It's, again, not a huge priority, but I've gotten at times when I'm supposed to be doing other things, I'll go in and make student ID cards for NPCs and PCs and stick it in our little character keeper thing. And I realized, number one, I don't have a picture for Sarah, and number two, I don't know what her major is. So I can fill out that card at my leisure. If you could let me know what that is sometime, I'd appreciate it. Last but not least, we have point of the spear when it comes to trouble. Ollie.
Yeah.
Alex,
I'm Ollie. I'm Ollie the Wronged. Yes, I might also be in a little bit of trouble currently. I'm a bit hot-headed, and I'm here at university not really for any education, but mainly to investigate the death of my online boyfriend, Amid. I think no one else knows that Ollie is gay, except maybe... Is it secret to everyone?
I don't know if it's been talked about out loud, but I'm perfectly happy because we're going to, once we do these first establishing scenes, we'll skip some time. So if that's a thing that you as a player or as the group feel that might have come up,
I mean, Ollie is fairly repressed, so I'm not sure if it's something you'd have brought up yet.
Well, Sarah knows, because Sarah was good friends with Amid.
Yeah.
And Sarah being Derek's older sister, so
Derek could have learnt this. In fact, I think he should know this. I think maybe like, you would have. I think Ollie would have become subject of a conversation at some point.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe the first time that Derek mentions the name Ollie, Sarah might be like, "Oh my god, he's here." Yeah, that's good. Excellent. Well, for those who may be just stepping in, a quick reminder. Last session, Jen was not with us, so we did not deal with what Tekla was up to. And the last thing that we saw Tekla doing was at the end of what was kind of the big freshman orientation week kind of thing, capper, was the Sweat Lodge, and where President Nelson came out and gave a big speech about how excited he was to have you guys. Philosophy sounds great for Sarah. That totally changes my picture of her, and I love it. She's a very different kind of gal now. Perfect. She probably already works at McDonald's, so that she can just transition right into it. Anyway, it's a joke. Philosophy majors are important to keep colleges making money. So Tekla was part of the Sweat Lodge, and she went through orientation. She met a few folks who, by the name of Bethany and Desdemona. Desdemona, the goth girl, Bethany, the golf girl, who happened to be roomies in the dorms. And at the Sweat Lodge after party, where they got to hear some cool surf rock, other things were going on, but we're cutting to the chase that Tekla helped out Desdemona, who had evidently taken some MDMA, or that's what golf girl Bethany thought. They helped her back to the dorms, and then Bethany came over to Tekla in her dorm room and said, "Hey, Desdemona's talking about really weird stuff. Are you sure she's okay?" That's when Tekla, at the end of session before last, had said, "That's really weird. Let me go and check that out." And so that's what we pick up with. So we know this is a little bit before our Bug Boy story that happened last week. It's very, Bug Boy. Alliteration. It's very X-Files-y that way. So we pick up, it's dark because this is the night of the Sweat Lodge. So it's about, we'll say it's maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning. So even though Tekla and everybody had cut out a little bit early, some time passed and Jessica had come home. And so we're saying it's around 1-ish.
Okay.
There's a little bit of light on the outside of the dorms, kind of that let's always have lights in case people have to walk across the quad. And we don't want them to be in any kind of trouble. And that's the only light that we see as you crack open the dorm room and look in where Goth Girl is, and Bethany is not there. Now, as we recall when you first moved in, there's even less light in here because Desdemona had decided to put aluminum foil up on all of the windows to try to keep out the sun, because this is Texas. It can get hot. And she evidently has turned on the air conditioning in here all the way up, because as you push the door open, there's just a waft of cold air that comes in, enough to kind of put a chill on the back of your neck. And it's very dark. There's a little bit of black light here, so there's like hues of blue in the room. And you see lying on, and again, these are they're beds just like what's behind Jen right now. They are the double-decker type beds with a desk underneath, and you can see the kind of gauzy, like a gauzy blanket that hangs down that is most definitely Desdemona's side of the room, because the right side of the room where Bethany is has some like golf, basically golf awards certificates, and a couple right by your desk is like literally two entire bags of different. Wow, my son plays golf and I can't remember the words of clubs. There we go. Lots of bags of clubs. Wow, he would hate me right now. He doesn't watch this though. That's okay.
Good. Safe.
So as you look, you can see the large gothy hair because she's feet towards the window, laying on the bed as you come into the room. What do you do, Tekla?
Well, I'd reach over to my side and flick on the overhead light.
Nice.
Because I'm that guy.
Cool. You flick on the overhead light. All of a sudden, it's a wash of very bright light, and then the aluminum foil kind of bounces everything off, so it's even brighter in here, and you hear from Desdemona.
I know, Sleeping Beauty. It's real hard. I check around where she's laid out just to see if there's like a cup of water available nearby or anything.
Oh, yeah, you see laying on the floor, just as if someone had just dropped it off of their dorm bed, there are 3 empty plastic water bottles there.
Cool, that's probably enough. Now she's lying down on the bunk?
She's lying down on the bunk, correct, yeah.
Cool.
She's up there, there's a little ladder and all that good stuff.
Well, I'll climb up and hover over her face like a dick.
You are so terrible. I love it.
And like pat her cheeks.
Swim for a moment. Oh, God, I wish I was as pale as you.
Well, takes years of practice.
What do you want?
Bethany was really worried about you. She said you were saying some weird stuff, and this could be because she's, you know, just as normal as a straight pencil, but hopefully not as straight as a normal pencil.
Oh, you like her?
Well, let's focus. Were you saying weird things because you're an excitable goth and maybe you're a little stoned and it's kind of fun to get a rise out of Bethany? I understand.
That's totally it. You don't have to worry. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to check your eyes again, and then I'm probably going to make you go for a walk because I'm the worst person ever, and I like...
Cool. I think that you are definitely trying to investigate a mystery here. But let's make sure that we see. And so, and Jim, we didn't get to talk this over, but your alternate investigative mystery, I'm kind of combining that. I'm just putting it in as extra options because sometimes the investigative mystery that's monster related is good, and they're both related around sharp. So you roll sharp, and then you can start with investigative mystery. But if you definitely have a like monster related, like how do I hurt a monster kind of thing, you can do that. So go ahead and roll plus sharp, and I know it will fail, so you can roll actual dice because the Roll for Your Party site doesn't like you.
It doesn't. I tried again. I also tried to whitelist it with my ad blocker, which fixes an unusual amount of problems, actually, and it didn't work. Just
roll your cool Echo dice then, please.
All right, where are they at?
What? You're a gamer. You have to keep them right by your desk, your keyboard.
Well, all right. So today, in the dresser drawers that I can reach directly from my desk, I have the Ultra Pro Gravity dice, which are a professional grade aluminum die.
Professional grade? Does that mean you get paid to roll dice?
I fucking wish. That would be so cool. I just do that all day.
That'd be a job that I can lift on my own. Nice. Those are dope.
Yeah. All right. So that's a 7 and 4 on the dice. So
what?
I know.
That's professional right there.
Bam.
You will never make XP on rolls like that.
Consistency. Grouping. All right.
How did you roll a 7 and a 4?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
On 2d6.
That's me before finishing my second cup of coffee. trying to say a 3 and a 4, which adds up to a 7.
I didn't even catch that. Holy shit. Thank you, Paul, for helping us with math and probabilities and reading dice. I'm so bad.
Yep.
Still not going to get XP on a 7, but you get 1 hold.
Sweet. I rolled an 8, but anyway.
Oh, okay. Then you get 1 hold.
I know. It doesn't make any difference. I just have to say it. I'm a pedant. It's terrible. 1 hold. Cool. I think what caused this is my best question.
Awesome. So you pull back our eyelid, right? This is probably stuff that not nearly as forward, but something similar to what Bethany did before she came over to talk to you. So you should check out. She shouldn't look super weird. But when you look into her eyes, you see that she's got dark brown eyes. And then you notice that she's actually wearing color contacts. And
of course she is. She's probably blue-eyed like a fucking Aryan angel.
That is a possibility, a strong possibility. But around you can see that shadow of the contact. There's like a grayish color as well, as if the color contact might be hiding more than just Aryan blue eyes. Oh, she kind of winces away, but we'll say that Tekla is able to manage to pull her color contacts. Did she? Oh my! She's coughing for some reason. Her eye is this odd grayish color, like a gray cataract, but evidently she can see because she's looking at you. And yeah, that doesn't feel right. That tickling in your brain that you get from time to time being a spooky is vibrating. Your spidey senses are tingling.
All right. Well.
Where are we going? Where are you walking me to?
Well, we're going to walk to the restrooms and we're going to wash your face. And we're going to give you a good look at yourself in the mirror. And you're going to tell me if this is a normal doctor thing that I should not worry about or not.
My eyes are blue, whatever. She
right now.
She sits up and then kind of almost bonks her head and ducks down. And then takes her a minute to get up the gumption to try to, is she going to jump off or is she going to go on the ladder? And then she decides on the ladder. She's just not brave enough to jump off of the bed. And then you lead her to the bathroom. When you wash off her face, the cake white makeup comes off and she has this like the lovely blush pink of skin underneath. You could occasionally see it like at her neckline when she didn't blend everything well.
Sure.
And when she takes out the other contact, yeah, you can see both eyes are like this weird gray. And she looks in the mirror and she says, "Oh my, holy shit."
Yeah, have you been doing anything tonight that's harder than MDMA?
I haven't been doing MDMA. I just felt really weird. I thought I had like food poisoning or something.
Yeah.
Hey, someone reminded us that you have a move that we should have fired at the beginning of the game. And this is the start of a mystery. So as you're doing that, we're just going to seed that in. Please roll plus weird. This is premonitions. And thank you, Alex.
Yes. I wasn't going to mention it because I was like, well, this is in media res, so. Well, cripes, I know what I'm good at, and so do my dice. 5 and a 6 on the dice.
Holy shnikey, that's a legit 11.
Yep. I done good.
Cool. So you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen. You take +1 forward to prevent it coming true and mark experience if you stop it.
Hot.
That is a cool move. As you take a look into her eyes, you get the feeling that the research that you had done, that Jessica had done, and shared with you about Nina Castle, and your suspicions that perhaps Nina Castle was possessing Desdemona. You feel like that's what's going on right now, and you get a premonition of yourself holding a crucifix. As you hold that crucifix, you're talking with a professor. You're not sure how you know he's a professor, but you're talking with a professor. And you see something coming up behind him. It is a 7-foot tall, red-skinned demon. And you're trying to warn him, but he doesn't turn around in time. And with a gaping maw, it bites down on the top of his head.
And he's fucking toast, right?
And he is absolutely toast.
Whew.
Well, we come
that's
to the gray-eyed Desdemona is holding her arm. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm tired. It's like 1 a.m. It's it's nothing.
And then her face just it goes a little slack, and she says, "You have the sight."
Yeah, but that's personal.
She takes hold of your wrist and she says, "Come with me."
And I take a solid moment looking at her, looking at my wrist, kind of glowering down. There's that pressure of threat. Because I'm relatively convinced that I could just reach out and push this thing out of Desdemona.
You certainly could try.
But I go with her.
Nice. She holds your wrist firmly, and it's interesting as she's pulling you out of the communal bathroom up here on the second floor and leading you down the hallway. The exact place where she's holding your wrist is the same place she burned Derek, the ghost burned Derek. And we do a couple of quick cuts. You head down the stairs, you go out the side door from the dorms, you head across the way to the roost, and she's continuing to lead you. Are you asking her any questions? You just going along? It's a brisk night out, a little cool. She's barefoot, but she doesn't seem to even notice. She does walk on the sidewalk, so there's that.
Yeah, so yeah. It's sort of a plus. Typical. Where are we going?
I need
You
to
haven't
give
had-
something.
Okay.
There's something you need. You have to keep it.
Okay.
And then, then she leads you further to the roost. We have the police line, do not cross. How is it that you guys enter the roost? You just tear that down? Do you try to find an alternate entrance? What is it that you do, Tekla?
I see the police lines. They're still up. I actually look around to the nearest parking lot. Are there police cars parked there?
There aren't. It's been a few hours. They came, they put out the fire that you set, that no one knows you set, and they put up lines. Put up the police tape, and they did their bits of investigation.
All right. Well, I'll give it a glance in case I see any flashlights going on. I don't. I'll just duck under the cordon line and walk in.
Cool. You walk in. The doors are not locked because the lock was burst by someone with a crowbar, and that someone was Ollie, in case someone doesn't remember. So you head right in, and you lead Desdemona, and she wants to take you. Come downstairs. I'll show you.
That seems like a spot where I'm going to get murdered.
I was.
Show me.
She takes hold of your wrist again, and then her hand slides down and she holds your hand instead. Do you shy away from that?
No, I'm okay with it.
She leads you down to the concrete stairs that you guys were all led up by the zebra-related senior instructor, and you head past where the cameras were taken out by Austin, the security guard who wanted to summon people or summon some fire spirit to burn everyone alive, down to an almost forgotten area, which you recognize because this is where Nina, had led Derek, and when you chased after them. And on the opposite wall is this trophy case. A trophy case is dusted. It's very, very old. You can see the pictures are grayed, yellowed with age. And she says, there, right there. And you see that there's a small wooden box, and on it says, Nina Castle. Looks like it's a box that would hold a medal. But it's she doesn't say, but you quickly realize it's locked. What do you want to do?
Hmm. Well, let's see. I spend a moment looking at it and being like, well, there's nobody here. If I break it, as long as I don't leave any fingerprints, it's not a huge deal. So I'll bundle up my jacket around my hand and bust into it.
Nice. It's easy. It's not even a roll. You're smart. You took enough precaution to where you're not going to get cut up.
Yep.
And when you see the name Nina Castle's printed in gold in the inlay in the cases, the cover within, you open it up, and there is a crucifix necklace underneath the purple felt padding.
This isn't a medal, so what's it doing here? So I take the crucifix out.
And Nina puts her hands on your shoulders and says, I have kept this secret for 70 years. Now it passes to you, and I am free. And Desdemosa starts to fall back.
I just grab the front of her shirt.
The fabric kind of rips for a second. But she straightens up, like, where the hell are we?
We're in the roost, so we're going to have to sneak out, and you're going to have to be quiet.
Oh, God, my eyes are burning. She looks in the... Where are my contacts?
They're in the bathroom back at the dorms.
Gross. Do you have, like, shades or something?
I actually do. You wouldn't believe the migraines I get sometimes. Anyway. And I put that crucifix in my pocket.
Cool. Anything more you want to do in this scene?
Nope, I'll just lead Des back to the dorms.
Okay. All right, guys. I just got a note. My son spent the night with a friend who has a cat, and he thought taking a bunch of allergy medicine would be A-okay, but it turns out he's not. I was going to pick him up after the game, but my wife says he's feeling really sick.
Oh,
I'm going to call, and I apologize. I'm going to call about a half-hour break. I'm going to hop in the car, run, get him, and come back. We will pick right back up in the security office with Ollie and with Derek. We're going to bring Tekla and Earl into that scene so we can just kind of catch you guys up. But I apologize. So it's currently 2 o'clock my time. See you guys in about half an hour, hopefully sooner.
Cool.
No problem.
Jen, before you go,
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you all so much for giving me that bit of time. That was a hurried rush over to pick up, and I left the windows down as we drove back, so they able to get air out, and he's already breathing a little bit better, taking a shower. So thanks, guys. You would have survived another 2 hours in that area, I'm sure, but you know, my son's comfort is, if I can help him, I'll do that. I think. All right, let's.
Before we start back, I have to ask Jenna. I have to ask Jenna a very important question. Does your coffee mug in fact say male tears on it?
Absolutely.
I was going to comment on that mug. That was a good mug.
Thank you. I just needed to know. Thank you.
The thing you thought you saw, you saw.
I'm glad to hear it.
That's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. All right, so we skip forward to a scene, but before we do that, we have a few mechanical things to resolve, just to check in. I know that we had the exams chart roll from both Derek and from Ollie, but I think that Earl needs to take an exam as well. I have a note in here that you'd rolled over and gotten in advance as of end of session stuff from last game. So let's do that thing. And the media studies, you're rolling with charm.
Okie dokie. I think I'm pretty charming. Let me look.
I think you are. You have a +2 on charm. That's kind of your prime requisite stat. Isn't that what it's called in D&D? Wait, Jid, you just posted. You can post here?
Yeah.
I thought you couldn't see those messages. Huh.
That's an 11.
Oh, nice. All right. So if you go to our custom moves, on an 11, you roll a 10 plus, you roll twice and choose the result you want from the past exams chart. And that's 2d6. So roll 2d6 2 different times and add those results together. So 2d6 added together, 2d6 added together. And you can make a choice. I may work with Jen to revise this to make it look a little bit more like a regular PBTA move. So there isn't 2 sets of rolls. So might go with a thing of like 7 to 9, choose from this pick list, 10 or higher, choose from this pick list kind of deal. But for now, we continue with what we have.
Okay, the first one is a 4.
A 4 would be teacher's pet. You gain 2 hold on the school favors list.
And the second one is a 5.
A 5 is teacher's pet. You gain 2 hold. So would you like teacher's pet or would you like teacher's pet?
What is the school favors list?
School's favors list is there are 3 at any time. You have 2 hold anytime you can spend it. School favors list, you get access to a school resource, no strings. You learn something about a student or faculty member, or you have +1 forward on your next exam. And you can use that anytime.
I will note
that.
I will note that I have 2 hold on the school favors list.
Very cool. All right. Well, we've gotten that out of the way. And I do think you have, that means you have an advance as well. So go ahead and take that advance, but we can wait on that. You can just fill us in once you've chosen that, because I'm going to pick up with Ollie and Derek. Now, last time we saw Ollie and Derek, Bug Boy, as he's affectionately known, who is the character known as I made a name, Johnny Chafe, a creeper who was stalking Maddie, Ollie's roommate. There was by the way, I don't know if you guys saw the picture I chose for Johnny Chafe. I'm pretty happy with it. It's kind of perfect. It's like exactly what I had in mind, and I found it with good Google image searching, which is more difficult to do now that Google has changed their image search and how they represent results. But that's okay. I will work past those obstacles. It's not going to stop me. So Ollie beat the living snot out of Johnny Chafe, broke his jaw using What was the? It's not a. It wasn't bronze knuckles. You called it something else. What was the thing you called it?
Well, they are brass knuckles.
Right, but you had a different term for it that was much more
Knuckle
colorful.
dusters.
Knuckle dusters.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. Which
That's obviously it's a let's say Chicago term.
yes, that's all of us being from Chicago, we agree. That's a Chicago term.
Any English slang it's just a area of Chicago that has.
Well, we're still the colonies in many people's minds, so obviously we inherited that term from jolly old England. So you cleverly flung your knuckle dusters away so that Officer Jefferson wouldn't see. However, Officer Jefferson probably did see. We pick up. And then Derek tried to cover for you, and that didn't go well at all. So now the two of you are here. Jessica is not here. We'll figure out what's going on with Jessica. We may just skip by it. Maybe she was sent back to the dorms. Young lady, go back to the dorms, that kind of deal. And the two of you are seated there's a row of chairs, plastic back chairs on metal frames in a tiny little East Texas University campus security office. There's one campus security person, that Jefferson and formerly Austin, who's no longer employed, so they do have an opening at the security office. There's a person who runs the security office, but this is like late at night, and he's not here. So Jefferson gets to deal with all of you guys. And he is already called into the Pine Box Police Department because there was an assault. And let me step back. He has threatened to call the Pine Box Police Department at this point. You, Ollie, are zip tied. You got the little plastic cuff kind of deal. Johnny Chafe has been taken to the hospital. And Derek, you are here as well. Two of you have been left on the chair. You're not handcuffed at all, Derek.
Awesome.
I'm like giving him a little side eye. Well,
I'm giving you more side eye, just like you're the reason I'm in here. Come on.
yeah.
Bless you. So Jefferson comes over. Remember, he's a little on the chubby side, in his 50s. He's been really nice to you up to this point, Derek, but there was just something about this that he couldn't let slide. He says, listen, you two stay here. I'm going to go into manager's office and make a call to the police department. Okay? And then he heads, and you can see there's like glass windows, and there's a nice desk and pretty decent computer. And he heads back there and gets on the conference line. In this campus security office, you've got doors inside. There's a front desk here where receptionists would normally take any complaints. She's kind of the dispatcher as well, but she's off because it's past 10 o'clock at night. So it's just the two of you in this room. And as the two of you are sitting there, person walks in. He is in his 50s, you would guess. So he's ancient because you're college kids. So he's like super old.
Gonna die soon.
Gonna die any minute now. And he's dressed in a pair of khakis and a vest under a button-up shirt. It's like a kind of woolly vest. He probably is pretty hot. And walks in with him is another guy who's a little bit older than you guys, but looks college age. Dark hair. Not sure about his descent. It's got kind of olive skin. And the first guy who walks in, he looks over and he says, "Are you the two fellows who were involved with the altercation with Johnny Chafe?"
I wasn't involved.
I was around.
Interesting. He walks over and he leans against the desk and he puts his hand up. My name's Professor McClanahan. Glenn McClanahan. You can call me Mac.
You can see like Derek's squinting at that name like.
I put my hand out to shake.
Oh. Before he shakes your hand, he actually reaches into his little belt. He pulls out a little leatherman's tool, opens it up, and whips out a little knife, and he cuts the plastic ties, and then he lifts it up and he shakes your hand. What's your name, son?
Ollie.
Ollie.
Yeah.
Holmes?
Yeah.
Oliver Holmes. Yes. I've read about you. What's that? Jackson.
Record, or?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you throw in?
I said, what? You mean like from his criminal record, or what?
No, I haven't. Do you have a criminal record, Ollie? I'm sorry. What's your name, son?
Me, Derek.
Derek. No. Do you have a criminal record, Ollie?
Nothing in the books.
And then the other person who he had called Jackson, he says, "That's the kid that was dating Amid." Oh, yes. Amid Al-Zahir. Yes. That was your significant other. You were in Chicago.
What of it? And?
Well, are you here? The memorial service was months ago. Are you all right, son?
Fine.
Good. Gentlemen, if you don't mind, could you tell me a bit about what the altercation with Johnny Chafe was about? Jackson believes that he's been up to something a little nefarious.
That like, I sort of share a look with Ollie. Like,
I try and decide if it's worth.
He was being a creeper.
And then Jackson just blurts out, "Did he have anything to do with the bee swarms?"
I look over myself because
Yes,
because I assume still covered in little bee stings.
You do have the little welts and the like. Yes.
I just kind of stare him back in the face like, come on,
So I understand you're in a spot of trouble. I am probably having to do with Johnny Chafe. Let me talk to Officer Jefferson, but I'll do that in exchange. I hope you don't mind. I'd like a little bit of information, perhaps a conversation with the two of you guys. What do you say?
What about?
Charges dropped. You can drop the charges.
I'll see what I can do. I believe I can.
Do that, and you can.
Wait! Not so fast! Don't offer your undying allegiance just yet. What is this about?
So at this point, this is when Tekla and Earl, the two of you, come in. Let's say that Jessica texted you guys. Is that cool?
Sure.
And it is like 10:45, 11 o'clock at night. And you've headed to the campus security office, which is on campus, of course. Door is unlocked because you come in there to file reports and the like. And when the two of you see each other walking up, any conversation, Earl? Anything?
Oh, hey, Earl. Are you here about the thing with Ollie?
Yeah, I got this text from Jessica.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I don't know what I'll be able to do, but figured I might as well come over and see what's up.
Yeah, I mean, what is this, a character witness thing? I don't know, but
I'm not sure I know enough about the man's character yet to provide such a witness, but
yeah. Well, it was useful having him back during the really bad cover of Miserloo, I guess we'll say.
yes. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, cool. Let's go in.
All right.
So if you step in, you see the previously mentioned man in woven vest and slacks in his 50s, and a relatively handsome guy who maybe junior, senior here. And he looks at the two of you and he says, Tekla Bondonado, you are one of the best math students to come to East Texas University in a decade. Earl Davis, I've seen your YouTube show. Very interesting.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm
Well, all y'all are
honored to-
famous, apparently.
Well, East Texas doesn't get a great many of new, interesting people. I'm Professor Glenn McClanahan, and this is my assistant, Jackson Green. And then the officer says, hey, Mac, what are you doing? And he says, just a moment. Just a conversation. That's all I've asked. And then he will head into the office, and you see he's trying to talk to Officer Jefferson.
I look to Derek and like, charges dropped for a chat. What's your problem?
We don't know what the chat's about, Jed. Also,
Jack,
you still broke a man's jaw.
Ollie, what?
He's being a turd.
Like,
So-
what kind of turd on a scale from...
Instead, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Enslaving
army of
birds.
bees stinging me.
Ugh.
Gesture, all my welts are covering my body.
Ah,
Yeah,
dude,
so-
we need to get you some lotion.
Yeah.
Gonna take an ocean, calamine lotion.
Dude.
So, what happened between the time I went off to start doing my research and the jaw punching?
We found him. He tried to run.
Well, first we broke into the... and then suddenly like, oh, right, we're in the security office.
Jackson's like, hey, I won't tell anybody anything. Sometimes you've got to bend the law to do the right thing.
I'm like, if we all look to Jackson, realizing he's just standing there.
He says, I'm sorry, I have a habit of blending in. Listen, I know about Bug Boy, okay? I'm trying to tell Mac about it. He doesn't really believe. He likes to corroborate evidence and, crazy stuff like that. But he was controlling those bees, right?
And ants.
And ants. How can you have one chemical that controls bees and ants?
That's what I was wondering, yeah.
That's a good-ass question.
Probably paranormal. Paranormal stuff. We're investigators. That's what he's going to do. He's going to ask you guys to, help him with that stuff.
Wait, what?
We get paid.
Just to
No,
get
no,
into- Yeah,
no. The chemical,
mean-
not paranormal. Chemical.
sure.
Oh, Derek. I fluff his head. I reach up and grab his hair.
And you guys, freshmen, so you were part of that whole crazy sweat lodge thing too, right? Were you involved in any of that? I heard that was
Can't
weird.
prove anything.
You can't prove anything.
I don't know
man,
what you're
I'm on
talking
your-
about.
And I sort of, rub my wrist where I have like still pretty fresh burn wounds.
That's fantastic. I was trying to get Mac to go over there. We had some crazy readings on the sensor, like fire-based stuff. I'm going to go in there and check it out.
What do you mean the sensor?
Well, I'm working on a thing that, like, you ever seen Ghostbusters? The little reader?
Yeah.
Like, based off of that, but real paranormal science, not a comedic movie that's amazing. Even the remake was good.
That's weird,
okay.
but yeah, go point your sensor at it. That's cool.
All right. Door opens up again, and Professor McClanahan and Officer Jefferson come out, and he says, "Well, listen, Mac, you need to make sure this kid isn't. I mean, he's a real and present danger. Derek's a good kid. I know he was just trying to make things work out, but violent. Look at him. You know the kind. Don't worry about it. I've got it, Officer Jefferson. Release him out of my recognizance, and I will make sure that we doctor any violent tendencies out of him. Part of my studies, and I assure you that if Johnny Chafe wishes to press any charges, that we'll make sure that Ollie is around to answer for them." And Jefferson says, "Well, then, this is unorthodox as hell, but okay. I'm going to do some paperwork. I've still got to turn it by the manager, but Mac, okay." And with that, we'll kind of cut to the four of you guys walking out of the campus security office. And Professor McClanahan says, "So you owe me a conversation. Do you want to have a sleep on it, or talk about it while it's fresh?"
I
Get over with.
guess. Nothing weird though.
It's just a conversation. Tekla, Earl, would you like to accompany?
Yeah.
Sure,
By
why
the
not?
way, point of order. Do I recognize Professor Mac?
Are you the kind of person that would study the student handbook or look over any paraphernalia about the paranormal studies?
Oh, I mean from my vision earlier.
Yes, you do. This is the guy who got eaten by a demon.
Yeah. So I'm ever so quietly sticking around.
Cool. So we will cut to you guys walk across campus, and he heads into his office. He flips on a few lights. You see that there are a bunch of paraphernalia. And I'm going to do a cool GM trick that Jason Cordova likes called painting the scene. And I'm going to ask each of you to look in your mind's eye at Professor Mac's office and think of one possibly hokey, possibly legitimate item of supernatural interest that you see when you look in his office, which is rows of books, but then there's other bric-a-brac, and then there's some pictures and certificates on the wall because professor. So I'll popcorn it. Whoever's got an idea off the top of their head, it could be anything from like picture of Bigfoot to some kind of little voodoo doll, whatever comes to your mind. So Alex, what is it that Ollie sees on the wall?
He's got a load of like jars filled with formaldehyde and stuff. The most prominent piece is it's one of those old mermaids, the
Fiji
like,
mermaid?
mummified, like is that the mummified monkey, half thing stitched together, basically? Yeah, half a fish and half a monkey. Mummified.
Nice. Love it. That is fantastic. Yes, he has a Fiji mermaid.
Yeah.
It's got
I'm sure there's lighting that's like somewhere that kind of shines through it, giving kind of eerie green.
And then like there's like a little thing of like certified, 26 of 43 or something like that.
Okay.
What does Tekla see?
This really primitive golden knife.
Ooh, I like that.
Magic dagger?
Yeah, another magic dagger, in fact.
Wow.
But not from the same family as Jessica's magic dagger.
it's a different magic dagger.
Yeah.
It is. You can see the little sticky that's been removed from the handle that probably had a price tag on it from the same tag sale. So.
Man, I gotta find that flea market and burn it down.
That is the bizarre. Now, Derek, I'm sure that whatever it is that you see is probably a hoax. But what is the item that you see in Max?
He has an eyeball in a jar.
Wow. Is this a giant eyeball, or is this like a human?
No. It's a normal human-sized eyeball, but it's got a bit of a weird color to it, and it's like, yeah, no, it's probably it's. I mean, it's fake.
Totally fake. That's awesome eyeball. And then, last but not least, Earl. And do you capture this on your GoPro or your phone? What is the thing you see in Mac's office?
I think this is a phone moment, and I sort of pan around because there's a lot to look at. But I think, well, someone's got a lot of hiss. Tell me that's not me. There we go. But what catches my eye in the moment is that he has an old Hasselblad box camera, the kind you look down into in order to take the picture, and it looks like though it's got some weird extension, like with a prism in front of the lens. So maybe it's for taking spirit photographs or Curlian photography or something like that.
I've now Googled Hasselblad. It is a camera maker, and so it's a camera that you look down in, and it's got a cool. That sounds awesome. I have learned a thing today. Man, they make some really cool looking cameras.
Yep.
Some crazy looking cameras.
Yeah, the old ones are big with collectors.
Something like that one? Hasselblad 500 cm with Zeiss lens kind of deal? Something built like that?
Something built like that, but instead of that, but significantly older.
Gotcha.
So the sides would be brown leather, and in place of that sort of lens thing, the square thing in front of the lens, there's something like that, but it's got like a prism-like thing that can be inserted and removed.
Neat. Cool. So McClanahan would ask for you to just share with him the tale of Johnny Chafe and what you guys have discovered. I don't think that's a thing I want to ask you guys as players to just retell us the game session that we had last week. I mean, I'm sure it would be awesome, but I think we can cut to the chase. This brings everyone up to speed as far as what happened in last session. So the characters of Earl and Tekla are now caught up to Bug Boy. Is there anything you want to specifically omit, such as the fact that you still have the canister in your room.
I do.
You do wish to
And,
omit. Okay.
for now,
Okay.
I don't
Then-
trust these guys yet.
That's fine. Mac has a little, like, you know, the old reporter style flip spiral tiny notebook, and he takes furious notes. And Jackson just hits a button on his phone and records it. But Mac is the kind of like active listener. That's just interesting. And so you guys get near the end, and then of course he's going to ask, "What happened to that canister?" Ollie, Derek, did you dispose of it?
The slightest side glance towards Derek, but trying not to.
It's gone. Yeah.
I agree. You should definitely dispose of anything that was a real and present danger to Mondays, as I call them, people that don't understand that there are things that go bump in the night, and we bump back. Right? That's what we do here. Jackson and I, small team, there have always been events of paranormal significance in Pine Box, and then resolving in East Texas University. I don't understand what the source of it is. If there is one particular source, if there are a convergence of ley lines, or perhaps is where we were all sitting upon some kind of hellmouth. Perhaps that's one that Jackson suggested to me. I'm not sure about what a hellmouth is, but it sounds interesting. And so we investigate the paranormal, and I would love to extend to the four of you the opportunity to add that as a special study. So it would be a special case study. I do have some funds from the university, so I could pay you a small stipend. But it does mean that at odd hours, I may give you a ring and ask you to take a look into something. I would not put you at anything I would deem to be significant harm without great reason or without informing you first. What do you say? It'd be some excellent opportunity for you, Earl. Although placing this on YouTube is I would guess the possibility of people wanting to know that, but perhaps there could be DMCA takedowns and other problems for you to deal with.
I'm all for it. As long as I can bring my camera, I'm all for it.
Very well. You may document whatever you wish. I believe that there is very little that needs to be hidden from the world. The world does a good enough job ignoring what's important, as it were. Derek, what about you? Are you interested in this?
You're actually being serious, aren't you?
Absolutely serious. And a skeptic like you would be an excellent member of the team to make sure that no one goes off on some fancy that would be unrealistic. You could be the Scully. Except not nearly as attractive and no red hair. No offense.
None taken, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It all sounds a bit hokey.
He looks over to Jackson. Jackson, they know what a Scully is, right? There's new episodes of X-Files. That's not out of date, is it? Jackson's like, I don't know if it's doing very well. Oh, that's a shame. Ollie, what do you say? Are you interested?
So you're saying we get paid and you keep the tubby guy off my back?
Not only that, but I think that your former lover is somehow involved in this. And I'd like to help you find out what happened to Hamid.
No. Yeah, well, I guess we get very... like, I did not know this, that everyone seems to know about this. And I was not expecting it to get brought up in front of all of them. So, yeah. Whatever, yeah. Yeah, I mean.
Tekla, what about your interest level?
So I had to make a quick jump to the restroom. Are there any specifics that I should catch up on before Tekla answers this question?
Earl seems to be on board as long as he can have evidence photographed or recorded for his various media studies.
Okay.
Derek doesn't seem to buy any of this, but didn't really give a yes or a no. And then I'd say the big reveal that you may have missed is that Mac, in his wondrous way, pretty much revealed to all of you that Amid is a guy, and Amid is Ollie's lover, and Amid went missing, and Mac believes that there's some great mystery involved with that. He'd like to help Ollie find out. There's a stipend involved, and it would be a special study program that you guys would technically be part of.
Sure, I'll do it.
Excellent.
You guys need me.
I won't dispute that at all. No. If there are other members...
There are others, all the cool kids are doing it.
Look, I'll do it, but just because I need the money, okay?
Very well. I have some forms for you to sign. It's a waiver. It's standard for special studies program. It has you out of doors. And if you have other members, fellow students that you believe might be helpful in helping to investigate the paranormal, let me know. As for now, we will start with the four of you as my own private monster squad, as it were. But it's late, and I have nothing for you at the moment. We will find out what Johnny Chafe has to say, although I would suspect that if this canister is missing and he thinks he can get it back, he may not press charges. So, it's a possibility. They'll release the four of you on your own recognizance after you sign the waivers. And at that, he will be done with you. It's nearly midnight. Anything you guys wanted to do this night?
I'll give the paperwork a quick once-over just to see if anything pops out as... Holy shit.
It's pretty standard, like, this is the generic East Texas University Special Studies program. It looks like it was generally written for people that are doing, like, more, like, fields of study that are out of doors, like, let's go get samples of the river water, or, let's go climb this mountain and get some of the dirt samples.
So understanding based on that, if we're left alone, I'll like turn to Ollie and I'm like, I know what Chafe has to say about it. Oh shit, my face.
Yeah, I think I definitely try to keep a straight face, my normal gloomy straight face, but yeah.
I feel the accomplishment deep in my heart.
Let's just sign this and get out of here. I just grab it, don't look at it, just scribble over the spot for signature and just check it back where I got it from. Ugh.
Cool.
So fucking tired.
All right, so you guys sign and you head out. Any scenes that you guys want this night? If not, we'll probably skip a little bit of time.
Nope.
I would like
back to normalcy.
I would like to get into character by taking a brief nap at this point so that we can sort of envision the sleeping that's going to be happening.
Okay.
No, Tekla's going to take a minute to research the cross that she got.
Ooh, that sounds wonderful. Why don't you research that cross? There's some information you'll get, but let's bring it to a roll. So you're investigating a mystery.
All right. Oh, it is a 4 total.
A 4 total. Well, that is an XP. Congratulations.
Yonk.
What you find is that, how are you researching, just so I can make sure that the information you find is
Let's see. Honestly, I don't have Jessica to lean on at the moment. Otherwise, I'd be like, "Hey, what's this?" So I'm probably stuck like Google image searching famous crosses.
Nice. Okay, cool. So the image searches come up with a name, and it is De La Garza's cross. But it also, the cross itself, what you find is that there are other images of it as a spearhead, an Aztec spearhead, and it looks as if someone added the
crossbar.
Yeah, added the crossbar to make it into a crucifix. Yeah.
Huh. That's weird. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay. But it is named after a friar by the name of Friar de la Garza. That's how it's known, as Friar de la Garza's cross. But that deeper information is that it is actually was originally an Aztec spearhead of some kind. And it looks like later on they added the little ring thing so you can make it into a necklace. Yeah.
No.
Hey, are you wearing that necklace, by the way?
Oh, Lord, no.
Oh, okay. Cool. When you wake up the next morning, you're wearing the necklace. What do you do?
I know how these things go. I tuck it under my shirt.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I'm not going to get into some sort of cat came back loop.
All right. Good. So let's take a quick bio. I know we kind of took a longer bio, but I'd like to take about 35 minutes for a quick bio, and then we'll pick back up after skipping a few weeks in school as you guys settle into classes and the like. Okay?
Cool.
All right. So, Jen, I know I gave kind of a generic description of the creature that you saw in your premonition. That's because I hadn't scooped it out of the East Texas University thing. So I did that during our little break.
Oh, okay.
And I'm posting you up a link to it so you have a nice look. It is a eyeless, horned creature with weird spiky doolies coming out of his back.
Looks safe.
Yeah, it's you want to hug it. I think
Right,
it's
yeah.
kind of it's a hug demon.
Mm-hmm.
It's very huggable. So that was weird. Tried to pull the tab out to do a screen share, and that failed utterly.
But look at that cute smile.
Right? He's just so happy to be here.
He brushes
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
And I missed what the picture was in relevance to. How we come across this suddenly?
That is from Techless Premonition. That is the thing that ate Professor Mac's head. Let me check in real quick from a scheduling perspective because we are getting near end of time. We've got 40 minutes left in the game. It's more just a double check. So our next session is on the 25th of February, next Sunday. Everyone is confirmed for that session?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And then we add Jules back in. Good. Okay. Good deal. Because this possibility, this may run a little bit over. And if so, we will we'll keep the premonition, unfortunately, for at least the first half as we tail that up. So we're going to fast forward through a few weeks of school. I want to get just a quick update from each of you, how you feel your studies are going, and what about campus life and being a freshman at East Texas University is you're struggling with, or is perhaps a challenge you haven't quite mastered. And then we'll pick up with a scene. It's a montage scene, right? We have maybe a Howard Jones song playing in the background. I now have Howard Jones playing in my head. That makes me happy. And we see glimpses of campus life for each of you. I'm going to pick on Paul because I know he's really good at this stuff. So Earl how is Earl's first few weeks of East Texas University classes, and what is the thing that we see that he might be struggling with?
Classes wise, it's going pretty well. In the world that we live in now, I probably know more than some of my the subject area teachers about actual production and things for the internet. But we're not doing much that's that that detailed yet, because this is 100 level classes mostly. The thing I'm mostly struggling with, honestly, is and I will kill the man who says it out loud, but I miss my family. And when you're used to having a big family, even living in a dorm, even having a roommate just doesn't really quite, it's not the same without tripping over your little sister. So that's what I'm missing the most. I spend a little time, at least every day, on the phone with someone at home.
That's cool. That's cool. Occasional Skype session on computer where you can see the whole family kind of thing.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I like it. Thank you so much. What about Derek? Derek lives like he could go see his family whenever he wants, so that's probably not a problem for him. But what does Derek's first few weeks of college look like, and what's he struggling with?
Classes are going okay. The thing, like, I mean, he's definitely, you can tell that he's not been sleeping as well as he used to. Like he's getting a bit of rings under his eyes. But like that just comes with the territory. um, the thing that he's been struggling with is that someone, and he doesn't know yet who, seems to have it in for him, because in those 3 weeks, the tires on his bike have been slashed twice already.
Oh no, he has no idea who slashed the tires on his bike? Okay. Is it
Probably
slashed so bad he has to replace them? Like, not just the tire, but
no, it's just like he has like tire repair sets kits thing, so he can fix it, but you know, it's annoying.
Man,
sounds annoying.
that situation has really got to chafe.
Oh, Johnny on the spot with those puns. Good job. +1, Paul. What about Ollie? How is undecided major? What are like? I'm really curious what core classes he's taking.
I imagine he might have tried to take something in the more something practical. I'll throw that out to the group if there's any suggestions.
What does Ollie consider practical? Is this a thing where he's like taking? I don't know. Is there like home ec nowadays? Is there auto repair? A craft or a trade?
Yeah, something like in that kind of. Yeah, something where he uses his hands. Like, yeah.
HVAC.
Yeah, I didn't catch what that was.
HVAC.
Air conditioner
heating,
repair.
ventilation, and air conditioning.
Yeah, I'll go with something like that. Yeah, I think he might actually.
Construction sciences.
Yeah, I think he might actually like that.
Nice stuff he does stuff with his hands, a little bit of technology, but think like industrial related. I like that. And what's he struggling with besides, school?
I think being so far from the life he knew, and also I think he's trying to dip his toes into, like, I think maybe 5 times he's attempted to go to some sort of like gay nights at a local club or meetup, and I think the furthest he's got is maybe into the entrance, and then he's left again before he's chickened out.
So Pine Bucks doesn't have a club, much less a gay club, but I imagine that within an hour's drive, there's a larger city that could have something like that. Totally. And there's a gay student alliance.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
That meets from time to time. So yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like it a lot. What about Tekla? Have her classes gone for the first few weeks? I'm really interested in this smartest girl in the math department kind of thing. Oh yeah, campus mixers. Good suggestion.
Yep. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of weirdness going on with my wireless keyboard, which is a bummer, but I'll get that fixed some other time.
Is the necklace, by the way, still on?
Yep. And one of the mops or brooms in my building has gone missing. Nobody cares. I mean, a mock costs $10. Who cares? But Tekla's doing fairly well in her classes. I think that her biggest challenge there is keeping her mouth shut, which she's real bad at. Because I figure that she just naturally collects misogynist shit from anyone involved in any of her heavy math courses. Like, everywhere from did you get that to did your boyfriend do this homework kind of garbage, which happens in real life and real math departments and real science departments.
I could see that.
Yeah. And
Sadly.
yeah. So Tekla's probably already been disciplined at least once for mouthing off real hard to a professor. And then on the social side, like, Tekla doesn't miss her family. She's a fairly independent person. She's making friends, all right. She tried to do an olives and antipasto party out of the dorm room.
Bethany was totally there.
Nice.
Desdemona kind of breezed in and left quickly.
It was like, that food looks interesting. I'm going to run away. So that was kind of a success. I'm planning another one. But otherwise, I mean, there's any other kind of side positive or side downer note I want to leave it on, and yeah.
Cool. So the first thing that happens as we continue on, we see this awesome montage. Howard Jones wrote a new song for us, which is not as much licensing as you would imagine, but that's okay. You know, 80s music stars, sometimes they can be cheaper than you think. It's good though. And the first thing that we see is there's a text message to Earl, of all people. It's from a person from the library who hopefully you would remember, Margaret Winters. And Margaret Winters works at the library, works alongside Jessica. And you, Earl, saw her do something when Ollie was in a bad way after the swarm had come upon him. You saw her with some kind of like crystal and a glowing light, and then after he got a little bit of first aid from Jessica, he felt way better than he probably should have. So the text message, it starts off and says, "Hey, I couldn't get hold of Jessica. Maybe you can help me. I need 5 pieces of blue chalk. I'm at the Sam Houston Gymnasium. I can't leave."
Well, I will. I'll text her back. Since I saw her doing her mojo thing, I'm not going to ask what for.
Okay.
But I will say that it might take me 15 or 20 minutes, but I'll run past the art building and see if I can find 5 pieces of blue chalk.
Let's say you're in the dorm room, and Derek is in there with you. Derek, you're done studying at this point, and you're watching stuff on, I don't know, YouTube, Vimeo, whatever you would like. Fast Motion. Is that Fast Motion? No, wait, what is that called? Daily Motion. There we go.
Daily Motion. He's watching recycling porn.
Oh my gosh. That is weird.
Just like slow, sexy music as you see a hand drop an aluminum can into a blue bin.
Oh man,
but,
it's like
It's Kickstarter videos for all sorts of new stuff that you can buy.
yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, hey, Derek, I'm gonna run out for a second. That girl, Margaret from the library, asked me for if I could help her out with something. So I need to run past the art building and then go over to the
Okay.
gymnasium.
Have fun.
Thanks. So, just like wanted to let you know where I was running away
Yep.
to.
That's fine.
So I run away.
awesome. We pick up with Tekla. You're walking across campus, and your necklace starts to get a little warm, and those premonitions of Mac flash across. Like it's been weeks,
Mm-hmm.
but those premonitions, you have them again, and you just happen to be walking past the Sam Houston Gymnasium when this happens. It's a nice, bright, shiny day. It's late August at this point. It's Texas, so it's hot. It's in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in a sort of form concealing t-shirt of like the thinnest material that I can muster. I'm probably still sweating.
The good news is everybody else is too, so they all politely ignore the fact that you're kind of sweaty. It's
Yeah.
a New Orleans. It's
If
a
I
New
do
Orleans,
it-
Texas thing.
Yeah, if I do it for them, they'll do it for me, and it's all fair.
As long as you don't stink bad, it's okay.
Yeah. Honestly, let's see. I'll rush in.
Sweet. So you're headed towards Sam Houston Gymnasium. Earl is headed towards the gymnasium as well. You went past the art building. You were able to grab 5 sticks of chalk. You've got a box of it. Not that hard at all.
Then I will head over to good old Sam Houston Gymnasium.
Cool. You happen to be heading into Sam Houston Gymnasium at the same time that Tekla has decided to go in. So we just say the two of you enter Sam Houston Gymnasium simultaneously.
Same door.
It's weird how Rich.
Yeah, go ahead, Tekla.
Same door, different door. She said.
Same door. Let's say same door.
Okay.
I say, I'm almost getting used to coincidentally walking into buildings at the same time as you.
That might be a bad thing.
I know. Let's that girl Margaret from the library.
Uh-huh.
I think she can work some mojo. I saw something when Ollie got stung. But she just texted and asked me if I could bring her 5 pieces of blue chalk.
Okay. I believe you. I'm just not sure it's wise.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Let's go see what this is all about.
Okay.
Sam Houston Gymnasium has mostly phys ed related classes and then some intramural sports that take place in it. So as you head in, it's late afternoon heading in towards evening. Say it's, about the time that some classes are ending, that more intramural sports happen. You hear the squeak of sneakers on the parquet flooring as they've divvied up and they're playing a couple half-court basketball games. And Margaret told you that you could find her near the concession stand. And you are able to find her. Smell of popcorn is heavy in the air. A lot of college kids just kind of hanging around, shooting the shit, playing basketball, drinking some drinks near a pop machine, that kind of thing. And there's Margaret. Margaret, if you guys remember, she's Asian American and fairly attractive junior at East Texas. And she sees you come up and, oh, thank God. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Earl.
I don't hand over the chalk right away. I'll say, Margaret, this is Jessica's roommate, Tekla. I don't know if you've met yet.
Jessica's mentioned you, Tekla. She says you're a math whiz. That's awesome.
For all the good it does me, it's nice to meet you.
Well, aren't you studying math? I would imagine. Do you? Well,
I just smile. I'm like,
so I super owe you for this.
I have to wonder why you need 5 pieces of blue chalk, Margaret.
Huh. It's scavenger hunt.
Nope.
What? What do you mean? You don't believe her? Like, you don't believe me?
I don't believe you, no.
Okay. I'd like to see you, Earl, try to manipulate her to tell a bit more information right now. So manipulate is roll plus charm.
Alrighty.
You have to be good at that. You can, if you wish, Tekla, you can help him. Roll plus cool to help. But I'd like to know how you're doing that. If you choose, you don't have to.
Ooh.
Think
Yeah. I fairly fail without it. Well, I fairly fail regardless.
It's a super fail.
I didn't think of any good way to help, so
I have a
Obviously.
5.
You have a 5. So the good news is
Get an
that
XP.
you get an XP. And we're going to cut away from you for right now as you've asked and failed to secure that help. And we will pick up with Derek and Ollie. Ollie, you've just gotten back. You've got, I'm kind of like, I like the idea of Ollie having like a piece of air conditioning.
Yeah, I was thinking on the same line.
Dude, that's awesome.
Taking some of my roommates' space up.
Nice. And Ollie, you're there across the room. Matt's out.
Yeah.
Derek, you get a text from Margaret Winters.
Okay.
It's a group text, and Ollie, you also get it. And she says, "Hey, sorry to bother. Got you in the student directory. I was wondering if you guys could do me a favor. Just give me a call. It's weird."
And I can see this is part of a group.
Yeah, it's a group text. You see that it's to you and to Derek as well.
I walk into Derek's room without knocking.
I'm basically like I'm probably reading the message as he walks in. And I'm like,
And I just gesture with my phone, like,
we basically just hold our phones up to each other and go like, huh?
yeah. You gonna ring her?
You ring her and put her on speaker.
I put the it down on Derek's bed or something, and then just like ring.
Cool. So you ring her. This is the time when Earl was getting the chalk. So you hear the first sounds. You hear low murmurs of people talking, and it's echoing in a very large open space. The squeak of sneakers on a parquet floor. And hey, this is Margaret. Ollie, right?
Yeah. You the chick at the library?
Yes, the chick at the library. Remember I helped you out with first aid after the bee thing, which was totally weird.
Yeah. You wanted to talk?
Yeah, I needed some help, and I thought maybe you or Derek could help. But you called, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Don't tell her I'm here.
Okay, it's really weird. I'm at the Sam Houston gym, and it's like a scavenger hunt. I need 13 strands of tiger fur. And I've been racking my brains trying to figure out where to get that. Do you have any ideas?
I don't know. The Las Vegas Magic Act. I don't know.
That's good. That's good. See, there's no zoo around here. And it's not like Texas has tigers, so
Yeah, Ollie has no idea if there's a zoo around or not.
Like, I think Derek will suddenly chime in and go like, wait, don't they have a stuffed tiger at the Museum of Natural History close by?
Oh, you're right. Hey, Derek.
Hello.
So, hey, could you guys maybe head to the Natural History Museum and get me 13 strands of tiger fur? I would super owe you.
Why not just why not just pet a cat and say that it's from a tiger?
I know, right? Absolutely. That would be logical, but this is another stupid scavenger hunt thing. I'm a member of a club, and we do silly pranks on each other, and I got stuck with a scavenger hunt. Could you totally please get me the 13 strands of tiger fur and just bring it to me at Sam Houston
She helped
Gymnasium?
me out with the bee stings. Yeah.
I'm really going to
Call us even and I'll do it.
Thanks, guys. Cool. So I'm at the Sam Houston Gymnasium. I mean, just give me a call when you get close, and I'll just be around here. So thanks a lot. Click. What do you do?
Okay, that was fishy as fuck, right?
Yeah, but you did help with the bee stings.
Yeah, but why tiger hair? Like,
Why anything?
like
This is-
I'm getting Charlie Sheen vibes here.
This is one of those stupid scavenger hunt that rich kids love. It's
Tiger hair.
tiger hair, wind chime. I don't know.
I mean,
It's all nonsense.
yeah, but if it was just nonsense, then she could have just gotten anything that remotely looks like it. I'm telling you, man, this is fishy.
Then why don't we just... Do they let pets on campus? Maybe if somebody's got a cat, we can just...
It seems easier, but I mean,
Do we know if anyone's got pets on campus? Oh,
Well, there's. I mean, if you want to just grab some fur, there's the zoology department has a bunch of stuffed freaking animals. And anything, yeah, zoology department has a bunch of.
Can we cut to yeah, some sort of zoology, some taxidermy of the close something that has stripes.
So, okay, cool. So we cut to you, the two of you guys. You walk across campus and you head to the Bob Reynolds Agricultural Center. And yeah, as you could see that they have a few different animals. There's like a antelope, and then a baby giraffe, and oddly enough, Derek, being the mundane, you actually see that there is a tiger, stuffed tiger, in one of the classrooms, but the classroom is locked. It's directly across from Professor Martinson's office.
Well, I guess they have a tiger, but
What?
the door is
I-
locked, Ollie.
I don't like that tone. And give me a second. I go and try and break that lock. I'll try and-
Okay, you want to do that thing?
I'm really just standing over your shoulder, going like, "And you're sure you don't have a criminal record?"
Why don't you act under pressure with cool?
Let's see how.
You got a 1 in cool.
Okay then, I get XP.
Wait a second. Someone's really good at helping. Is this a helpable roll? You got a 5. Oh,
I'm
Can
really
you-
good at helping with when we're fighting monsters.
Oh, that's true. Guess what? You're kind of fighting a monster here, but not directly. Oh, let's see what house
Not
you
that you
roll.
have throwing shade at Ollie.
Oh, it's just a +1 on a 10 anyway. Okay, cool. So yeah, you get an XP. So we cut away from you and back to Sam Houston, Jim. And you, Earl, just tried to convince Mark, like, I'm not buying it. And that's when you hear snap. Like someone just snapped a bunch of wood and a man's scream, but then like some laughter because a guy just screamed girlishly.
Mm-hmm.
And Margaret's eyes widen and she walks towards the open area from the hallway where the concession stand is to look out into the gymnasium. What do you do?
I go and gawk with Margaret. I mean, come on.
Cool.
Me too.
You see that there is like something just snapped, like a line snapped, and it doesn't look like like buzzsaw cuts, but something just cut through the parquet flooring about 10 feet wide near the center, piece where they have the pine box. I cannot remember the mascot, but the pine box mascot animal there in the middle. Ravens. Yes, so it's like split the raven. Everybody knew it but me. Sorry, guys. Split the raven in half, and Margaret's like, oh shit. I thought I had till midnight. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna sound like an insane and like crazy person, and I know you don't believe me, but something's trying to get here, and I've got to stop it. And I totally needed that chalk and some other stuff, and I don't know if I have enough time now. I know I sound like a loony bin, but thanks for the chalk. It's cool. I've got it. I'm good.
I like grab her by the shoulder. I'm like, what do I gotta do?
Okay, I needed the chalk. I've got Derek and Ollie. They're looking for 13 strands of tiger fur. And then the last thing, I've got an idea what it is. Like, I think it's metaphorical. It's like the drinking. Hold on. And she reaches in and she pulls out her little iPad and she starts skimming through. And she says, okay. And so the last one is the drinking vessel of a god. But wait. It could be metaphorical, right? And I think it's Poseidon's cup. The swim team. We won last year the Poseidon's Cup, and the swim team still has that cup, and I think it'll work. But if I can use that, I can do a ritual, and I can shut this shit down.
Okay. Earl?
Well, Tekla, this ain't our first time climbing into this tiny clown car together, so I say we help the lady.
All right, let's do it. Shit, though. I don't know how to get that cup. The swim team just keeps it near the pools or what? Or is it... I think back to when I smashed open that trophy case. Was it in there?
There was no Poseidon's Cup there. In fact, all the trophies look like they were from the 50s. Like, you know, this is... you're not even in that gymnasium. You're in the Sam Houston, which is a nice one, right? The Roost is...
Old.
Well, it's currently closed.
Old and busted.
If only somebody had actually burned it down, I would be happy. And Marcus says, I don't know where they're keeping it. I've heard that it's like they drink out of it. Somebody on the swim team's probably got it. I don't know.
Well, that's very specific.
I could be wrong, but I don't know of any other drinking vessel of a god that happens to be in Pine Box. I'm kind of desperate.
So is the pool in this building?
Oh, great question. I will say yes. I don't know, but I'll just say yes because that seems logical that the Sam Houston Gymnasium would have the pool. So yes. So if you want to head to the pool and check around, we can kind of cut to that. And there is no Poseidon's Cup. There's no display case within the pool. You got the pool and there are people swimming around. You don't see the swim team here.
How about, does the coach have an office? The swim coach have an office around here?
Great question. Awesome. So yes, Coach Robinson has an office. And as you two approach the office, we're going to cut away from you. And Ollie, the handle for the door comes off in your hand.
Fuck.
And it's loud. And that's when you hear, hey, what are you doing?
Hey, this handle broke. I mean, that I could totally put my hand on that, right?
You can fix it.
And
Totally
it
get like
is Professor Martinson of the zoology department. His office is across the way. You don't have him in any of your classes. And he says, "What exactly are you doing, son? Trying to break into?"
I was trying to open the door.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to pay for this.
Why didn't you cut my hand on this?
Yeah.
I just reached out, turned the handle, and
it fell off. It's true.
All right. Well, you guys are trying to manipulate him to buy into this terrible lie. Who wants to make the roll?
I mean,
I think.
And no, you're not fighting a monster, so you can't automatically give it to him.
yeah. I mean,
I think I'm the charming one.
yeah. I'm probably relying on Derek to step in and
You threw out the lie idea. He's going to jump on it and try to carry
sell
it
it.
through.
That would be a 13.
Wow. So Professor Robinson looks at you and he says, "Damn maintenance guys. Get somebody fired." Yeah, hold on.
I mean, I think Ollie can fix it.
Will you fix it, son?
I mean, it
Right?
doesn't look. Yeah, I mean, I could. I just need to go back to my get some tools, and
Right.
but no,
All right.
give
Well,
me 10 minutes with them tools.
can I see? I want to. What's your name?
Which one?
Do we have to show ID, or can I just?
He was going to ask for ID, and then he just said, "I'll ask your name."
Derek.
Chafe.
Chafe. All right. Chafe. I expect you to come right back here once you get your tools and fix that. We've got classes in the morning.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
All right. And then he'll head back to his office and shuts the door. You guys can go in. You've opened the door.
What's in this room apart from?
Great question. So this is a zoology lab. While they have the tiger on display, they also have a number of areas where they do closer study on different like mites and hair types and other aspects of zoology here.
Just a crosshead screwdriver just knocking around that I could.
I mean, you could try to thoroughly search, but it's not like a place they store tools.
Okay,
here.
Anything just like a little bit of flat metal that's narrow enough. A knife.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
you
can have that. It's like
I have my pocket knife.
I literally searched like 5 minutes, dude.
Well,
You-
I mean,
Give it.
you didn't say
You
what you
go-
were looking for.
You cut the tiger stuff. I'll
Okay.
just
I mean-
screw this back in. Like,
And you see Derek going like, I don't remember. She said a certain. I'll just grab a bunch.
Nice. Cool. So you grab up a bunch of tiger hair, and we fast forward to you guys arriving at Sam Houston Gymnasium to hunt down Margaret. And we will say that you meet up. You're coming into where Margaret texts back and forth with you. You come into the swim portion of the gymnasium where Margaret is waiting just outside, while Tekla and Earl are knocking on Coach Robinson's. And actually, I just realized I have two Robinsons, so I will come up with a different name for our swim coach that is more unique next week. And that's where we will stop today's game, this evening's game. The 4-player characters getting together. I'm a master at that. It only took 3 hours and a 30-minute break, but you're all together. That's the end of our session. We will go through our normal end of session stuff. End of session. Did we conclude the current mystery? No. Did you save someone from certain death or worse? Not yet. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
I think so.
I think so. What's that? Didn't know there would be an essay portion.
There's a professor that's a monster hunter.
yes, that is
Oh.
definitely.
Also, demons.
Yes.
I don't know that yet, but
You wouldn't believe it.
And you'll deny it when it happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna quietly keep that in my back pocket until it's necessary to be like, okay, guys, demons.
By the way, Aztec Spearhead crucifix. Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters? What's that?
oh, he's gay.
It's important and pretty awesome that you guys got to learn that.
And had a boyfriend that's disappeared at this school.
Mm-hmm. Anything else new or important we learned about the hunters? See, Tekler's not good at sharing, or we would learn way
Eric's
more.
interest in certain YouTube videos.
Cool. All right, that's 1 XP for you guys at end of session. And that will officially conclude our session for the actual game running portion. And you're not good at sharing or excellent at keeping a secret. You be the judge. If you guys have a few minutes, I would love to do our traditional roses and thorns. If you need to bail for whatever reason, I totally respect that. We will start with thorns. Thorns are things that you didn't super love about the session, things we could have tweaked or made better, or maybe something that didn't go quite the way that you hoped or expected. My thorn, I had the 30-minute break I had to call in the middle of the game, and I'm sorry about that. I'd do it again, but it's a thing that I hope to avoid in future. So, yeah, did not expect that the allergy attack would hit him at that point. We'll go with Alex. What thorns did you have from today's game?
I only thought about it now, but I would like to get one of those creepy emails that I shouldn't be receiving in game. Maybe.
Oh, thank you.
That's something I
Yes.
could actually push, so I could.
Right. Let's definitely let's make sure that's on our milestone for next. Thank you for bringing that up. Jan, what thorns did you have from today's game?
Well, the only thing great that we didn't get a whole lot of stuff done, but I mean that's also because we had to take a half-hour break. And, but I mean there was a lot of setup, so it's also good.
Cool. All right. Jen, what about you? What thorns did you have?
Honestly, this is 100% on me. I had a couple elements of Tekla's adjustment to college that I forgot in the telling and dropped.
Oh, what's that?
It'll come up later. No big deal.
Okay, cool. We'll make sure we circle back around to that.
Just vaguely, semi-alcoholically coping with having a brain parasite.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good one.
Getting
That'd be a good one.
nosebleeds and Jessica being like, what? And me being like, dry climate, I'm not adjusting well.
Cool. We may very well get to explore a bit of that in the next session as you search for the Poseidon's Cup. Last but not least, Paul, what thorns did you have from today's session?
I actually mostly just agree with Jan. For me, just because of the way things had to be structured, in terms of getting stuff finished for people. I didn't get involved for quite a while, but I understood that and it needed to be that way. So
Cool. Hopefully we can streamline that, and I think we've got things synced up at this point, so everybody's involved next week. Involving Jessica we'll just hand wave that and she will show up. I don't know. We'll just say it happens. Paul, what roasts did you have from today's session?
I kind of like I very much like Ollie's kind of persistently pugnacious attitude. He doesn't really start anything, but he just isn't ever going to take anything. And Derek's skepticism has not quite started wearing on Earl yet.
It'll come.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
yeah.
if you wrestle a demon and you're still like, scientific explanation for this, it's just, you're jumping to conclusions. It's really strange.
Jen, what about you? What roast did you have from today's session?
I did enjoy Ollie's attitude. I liked the setup. I liked the way it sort of tied more things in with NPCs, sort of made us feel like we were at the school, so to speak. What else? Oh, I'm so sleepy and I desperately want to go for a walk outside. It's 67 out right now, guys.
Great for you?
For me, it's great. Let's see, other roses, things that I really liked about this session. No, I'm just not going to force it.
Okay, good. I don't force it. Those were very helpful. Thank you. Jan, what roses did you have?
Like I like that. Like Derek doesn't like Ollie all that much, but he keeps getting settled up with him. It's like they always, oh god, no. And there's a sort of like there's a thing starting to go where it's like, I can't stand you, but yeah, sure, I'll help you.
You constantly are trying to cover for it when it comes to the talking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so good. Alex, what roses did you have today?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the Derek Ollie double act. Some on-point NPC stuff. I'll ditto the kind of NPCs kind of making it feel like we're, more there. Kind of grounds us in the world more. Really like that. And I enjoyed specifically the eccentric paranormal investigator. And I'm assuming my school favors, or whatever they're called, got used up not getting arrested.
Yeah, I very selfishly used your school favors because you mentioned it to me as, hey, I can use the school favors here. So I thought, hey, I'll do that thing. And it also let me introduce, I'm glad that you like Glenn Mack. He's actually from the Degrees of Horror. He's supposed to be a possible, well, not possible. It's like totally written into a bunch of Degrees of Horror. So I was happy to have a staple character. What is that? Like the icon, one of the iconic characters from East Texas University Degrees of Horror, and that it worked okay. Like it felt a little forced that he's like, I'm going to make a paranormal team, and I kind of thought, honestly, when I first approached East Texas, I thought, I think Tekla can serve that function, right? She can be our exposition because she's got the premonitions. But once I saw, some of the later things that you guys could get involved with, I thought, you know what, he could still be there to poke and prod and maybe to bring other characters in that Tekla might not have involved and engaged, and to do side plots and that kind of stuff. So I went for it selfishly using that character, and I'm glad it's okay. I thought originally that I was going to make Glenn Mack have a Scottish accent, but I wasn't feeling it. So he's going to have my staple British accent. Just
wonderful accent it is.
It's terrible. It is terrible. I know it is.
I enjoy it.
But it's consistently bad in the same way. That's all I can say for it.
Yeah. It doesn't switch between different.
Yeah. I can hear someone else do another accent and still keep doing that accent, and that's how I know it's pretty well locked in all
You're
of
better than Kevin Costner.
Are you casting shade on his Prince of Thieves?
I am in fact casting deep aspersions about his accent. Like, his performance, it was fine. His accent, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, what part of England are you from? Kentucky?
Yeah. Kind of thinking back to it, doesn't he just do an American accent anyway? Just not bother?
In some of the early scenes, he tries, and then it's quickly discarded, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, Princess Leia is way better, but I love how, Carrie Fisher is like, yeah, I'm done with that. Like, no more of the high British speak. It's terrible. Good. Well, this was a great game. A session with you guys. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to next week as we finish up the scavenger hunt. Cool. So we'll see you guys in a week.
Good.